Azziad Nasenya, Joy Candy, Arnelisa Muigai, Maxine Wabosha, who's this other baby? Sylvia Njoki, Sharon Mundia have been ranked as some of the richest Instagrammers in Africa, and that is according to the Hoppers HQ 2021 Richest Kids in Africa. Arnelisa Muigai still insists that her sister was murdered, and an unidentified Kenyan man has decided to step up the pedal and take this whole proposal thing to another level, baby. Welcome again to the report card. Let's get to brewing.
Here we go.
The report card. Brewing entertainment henny.
Believe in music.
Welcome back to the coolest gang on planet Earth, the Richest gang. So of course, the report card. I'm Richest is my name. Subscribe, bana, so that you are part of us, so that you're part of the gang, and we can brew this henny together all day, every day. Hit notifications so that you do not miss when we post and upload. So let's get straight into it. The Hopper HQ 2021 Rich Kid listing, the Rich Kids of Instagram is officially out, and I tell you, I started following this list in 2019, and I remember vividly that back then we only had Aunt Arnelisa representing Kenya. She was the only influencer there, and these are the things that just make me question this Hoppers list, honestly, because to me, I'm like, first of all, this was 2019, yes? We saw the thing and we were like, oh, girls to aunt. And she was still charging 3,400 USD. Now, this is according to the Hoppers HQ list. Now, listen to this and tell me if you guys are going like, Ati, to post on Instagram or to influence for you. But then when we were actively stalking Arnelisa's profile, we could not see any. We were like, so what exactly is she, like, what is she influencing here? Because we could not, I couldn't see it. And I even remember having this conversation with someone. I floated them that whole story, and they were also slightly confused. Then 2020, Arnelisa and somebody else. Do you know somebody? There was somebody else on that list and I cannot remember. So there were two Kenyans. Now 2021 and then 2020, we had most or majority of the people in that list being South African influencers. Then now 2021, they decided we need to be more inclusive. Now, I don't know what they were looking for or whatever criteria these guys use, but they said Azziad Nasenya is position 28. They didn't even put Elsa Majimbo on the list. Elsa Fringin Majimbo didn't make the list. Something tells me Elsa Majimbo is making more racks than any influencer in Kenya. Something just tells me, I don't know what it is, but there's something that's telling me if we are to really look into things the way they should be looked at. Because now, it's like, are these guys checking out the rate cards that these influencers are publishing for themselves, and then they're taking them, and then they just want to go in blindly without even, doing groundwork. So anyway, they claim that Azziad Nasenya charges that let me refer to my notes here because I wrote. So she's position 28 in Africa, and she charges 5,000 USD per post. So 5,000 USD, this is roughly 500K per post. If you are to be posted by one Azziad Nasenya, who is the lead in Kenya currently, she'll charge you 500,000 Kenya shillings to just post something. I don't know if it's on Instagram or they even consider TikTok, but they put her under the category of influencer. Then following closely was Arnelisa, and that's why I'm saying Arnelisa's stats have never changed since 2019. It's always been there, flat rate 3,400 USD, and now she scooped position 30. Now guys were even saying if we are to look at the wealth between Arnelisa and Nasenya, what hope, honestly, I think they're slightly confused. Then there was Wabosha Maxine, which I think it's refreshing. And I don't know if this is how much Wabosha charges, but I'm just like, at least we've seen, new faces. At least there are some new names that have been dropped here, and we'll just be like, okay. Then there's Joy Candy, and actually I think it's also refreshing to see Joy Candy. If this is true, if this is what Joy Candy actually charges, that 1,200 USD per post, and she's position 37 in Africa, Joy Candy has worked her ass off. Like, that is, those babes that you talk of and you're like, we cannot discredit this hands work ethic. Like, she was there when no one was paying. She's still there, like, she's still fresh. She's someone whom we can say we have seen the work ethic that babe puts in. Then Sharon Mundia came in, and she was under the category of beauty. Also Sharon, this is S, you guys know her by that name, has also worked her butt off. If for anything, it's just like someone just decided, let's just publish names. At least there are some people you see on this list and you're like, that person has worked hard. But now, what is making me question the credibility of this list, honestly, is the fact that Arnelisa's ratings have never changed, and we have never seen Aunt Arnelisa. I don't know what they mean when they talk about she's influencing for brands. Because even the brands Arnelisa works with, they're just like small businesses, and then her empire there that makes her money. And then, of course, that weight loss thing of hers that she markets. Then Nasenya charges 500,000 Kenya shillings for a post. Guys, honestly, is it just me, or, and I'm not trying to say that Nasenya has not, busted her ass off, and maybe she is really charging this amount of money. But I'm just saying that maybe what parameters or what tools are they using to get to this information? Because I think that is what I would want to know. Like, Hopper HQ, the minute you decide to give us this kind of statistics, please let us know, tell us that this and this and this and this is what we've used. Okay, maybe let me just go and see. Because if they are going to come back here and start telling us that we are only using I don't know, the statistics that these influencers give, like they give their rate cards, and then that's what we are going by. That will just be super. It will just, I don't know, I'll have a lot to argue. And I'm not even trying to discredit that people are being paid this amount of money. If someone can charge 500,000 Kenya shillings and get paid, if someone can actually say, this is yours, Sherry, have it, influence for me, then good for this babe. Position 28 in Africa. Oh my God. Some of the things we read, they're just like, Okay, anyway, I don't know what your 2 cents are. Do you believe it? Do you actually believe that this is happening? Or are you also half as curious as me to just know, like, what are the parameters, or what tools are these guys from Hopa HQ using to come down to this type of analysis? Like, they need to and then Tanzania, whose name did I catch from Tanzania? I only caught Idris Sultan's name from Tanzania. I didn't see anybody else on that list, so I don't know. And UG, I did not see a single name from Uganda. I don't know if Uganda does not have celebrities or it does not have influencers, but and then I would also be the thing I'm asking, yeah, is because there's some people on this list whom we have seen working with brands, and when they tell us this, we are really not super apprehensive. We're just like, oh yeah, but this could be true or it could be false, but at least we have evidence that these people have worked with a couple of brands. Other names on this listing, honestly, we're just like, which brand again did you work with? Okay, anyway, never mind. So if that is how much people are being paid out here, who are we to be mad at this? But we just need, at least we just need a bit of accountability for them to let us know that this and this and this is the criteria that was used. This is the yardstick measure that was used to determine who is earning what and who is a rich influencer in the African space. Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember 2015 when This Is S and now the current ex-husband broke the internet because the man, first of all, engaged her like that. I don't know if we were just washowers or Kenya, such things never used to happen. Like, this was extraordinary. It made news, it made headlines, the internet collapsed. Like, it was just a lot. Cause the ex-husband to Sharon Mundia, who also made the Hoppers list, yeah, HQ of rich people on Instagram. The guy, I don't know, went to the tip of Mount Kenya, went down on one knee, engaged Sharon. Like, it was just something. It was like an experience that you see till date. Even if these guys are not together, we still remember it. And actually, like, after that, and then how things unfolded for them, fam, I was just like, Kenyan men, this whole public display of affection, or I don't know, trying to prove points with your grand engagements or proposals. I'm usually super apprehensive, like, because I'm like, you never know when you are ending each other's CD. You never know who's watching, who's trying to jinx your little love affair. So 2021, so the year is 2021, and a man's decides, let me make this super special for my hand. Okay? And we're going to make sure that every single thing is documented, and we're going to put it online because we want people to stay new in that this is how I have managed to snatch my babe out of the market. So what the man's does, charters a plane. I don't know if this, whatever, let's just say a plane, please, yeah? For me, I'm the most basic person in the room, so you'll understand. So, takes the babe for a ride up there. The babe looks ecstatic, they're talking, and then boom! Nadia, will you marry me? Wow! And of course, Nadia, this is not like those proposals that happen at Kencom or these eateries that are in the CBD in Nairobi. This is like one of those things where even if this person, yes, you had no intention of saying, yes, I want to marry you. Let me touch up with some gloss. Even if you have no intention of saying, yes, let me marry you. Actually, in case you... even if you had even if you had zero intention of saying, yes, baby, I will not marry you today, but maybe I will marry you when God decides. This type of proposal just has you weak in your lips, has you weak on your kneecaps. It decapitates you, and then you just find yourself like, yeah, oh, okay, yes. Did I even think of saying no to this? Hell no! I will marry you if it means today, if it means right now, if it means tomorrow. And I'm telling you, these are the kind of things I just don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. Because it's what I'm trying to say. Like, I love the idea of anyone going big or going home, but I would still be super apprehensive because at the back of my mind, I'm just like, we might start doing this whole whole thing where we are trying to prove points to each other. Only for this thing to come back and do us again in the booty. So it's like I don't know how to feel about this. If it was you, would you have said what's your actual feeling about this public display of proposal affection, where the man cannot just engage you? Because for me in the past, I've always said, like, I think the quiet proposals are better, they're safer. You because you never know who's watching, who's trying to jinx your things, or you never know who's just trying to find juice and sauce out of nothing. You know? So I don't know, I'm pretty sure the babe said yes. I am pretty sure the hand went all in, but for me, there's just something that, you know, I'm always just like, let's humble pies, please. Humble pies, please, because I do not know. Like, we turn like this and then 5 seconds later we are talking about, actually, wait, see, here's the thing. Wameachana. You know, as in that kind of thing. So I don't know if you guys are pro. These ones, would you want, or if you're already engaged and married and all that stuff, was yours half as big, or was yours just those very underwhelming ones? And are you the person who says, in fact, stop traffic, call everybody at the airport, have the plane stop because I want the world to know that I am getting it? Okay, so still keeping up with Arnelisa, and actually everybody we are discussing here has made the hopper list. Arnelisa now, I think after that whole thing of saying I'm about to cancel for Natosha from this whole thing, she finally, I think she has never really spoke concerning the death of her sister, or the unfortunate, very unclear demise of her sister. Like, even last year when that happened, she was, I think, katika harakati za kupanga harusi with the one Ben Polizo. Oh my God, time changes very fast. So now she goes on her stories as per usual, like her stories, and Elisa's stories is usually where it's at. That's where she conjoins her little press conference and just dishes out the henny. And she writes this and she just says, so this is what, so she goes, takes the stories and she writes this. It's sort of, I think she wanted to confirm that story of us saying that she has cut off friends from her list, and then maybe this was her way of her justifying why I do not need some of you people as my friends, or I don't need your kind of energy to try coming here to try and, you know, congest my space. Okay, so she says she is very sure that her sister was murdered. Her sister did not just die, it was not an accident. Only because, and if you guys have been following up, I think this story, in fact, even the mainstream media covered it. It was all over press, and they said when the post-mortem that was done by the government pathologist came out, it proved that she was hammered on the skull with a blunt object. So that's according to the post-mortem. And they say that, you know, once that blunt object hit her, yeah, it is not what caused her to fall off the stairs, or she was not super intoxicated such that she could not understand what she is doing. Then when the blunt object hit her, I don't know, she was carried and then put back on the bed or something like that. So they're not really, you know, nobody's really sure what happened on that night. But she was there with her boyfriend, who is Omar Lali, who was there with her, you know, her previous boyfriend. And Arnelisa is just like, my sister, yes, you know, even if she used to indulge in some alcohols or whatever other, you know, vileos or whatever she used to indulge in, there is no way she would have overindulged to the extent of not remembering, or to the extent of her falling off the staircase and hurting herself to this extent. You know, it's just like, no, we're not going to take it, lying down. And it was just another way of her letting us know that this is part of the reason why some of those fake friends of mine need to go. Now it's very, I don't know, because at times it becomes really hard to pin the evidence on somebody, especially if and when the key witness dies with the evidence. Like if Tekra, by the way, was still alive, yeah, and then this would have happened to her and she would have survived the events of that fateful night, then she would have lived to tell her story and just explain that this and this and this is what happened. But in the occurrence that maybe the key witness happens to vamoose or happens to die with the evidence, it becomes really hard. You guys at the back of your mind will just be like, everything here is pointing towards that, but if there's nothing solid to pin the evidence or to pin the murder on maybe a prime suspect somewhere, it's going to be really, 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 really hard for anybody to do that. So yeah, she said that, it's going to be hard for her to even forget. She's never going to forget it because that was the sister, and how the sister lost her life was very unclear. And you can still tell that the moms is still struggling with that, and the moms is just like, no. See, no, we're not going to do that. So more justification as to why the babe will just cut off some of her leeching ass friends. So yes, guys, I think this is how we wind up the henny of the day. This is how this brew comes to a conclusion. Subscribe if you've not, hit notifications so that you do not miss when we post and upload. Thanks so much for watching, and shout out to all of you who are watching the ads. Like if an ad comes by, I got my little AdSense letter yesterday in the mail. Yeah. So if an ad comes by, just watch. watch, because some of us, we are not in the Overs HQ listings. We're just here, we just trying to get the 0.76 cents per view on a video, which is okay, it's fine. But I do truly appreciate everyone who is watching, everyone who is keeping up with the report cards, and I will see you again in the next brew. Thanks for watching. Bye.